Kids born to teen moms. How different is your life compared to other kids? I was born to a teen mom, and a single one at that. I definitely had a lot more freedom and less supervision as a child since both of her parents, my grandparents obviously, passed away soon after I was born. So there weren't many options for babysitters. Since she worked at 2 jobs, I would often be on my own after school until about 8 or 9 at night, sometimes later. She definitely struggled to hold down jobs due to not having an education, and the overall grind would eventually get to her. At one point, she was walking 11 miles a day to and from work because we didn't have a vehicle. Eventually, we lost our home and we remained in and out of shelters until I was about 12. I learned a lot about the world in those days. At the time, I hated it and was jealous of other kids having normal lives. Now that I'm older, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It gave me every bit of motivation I have. It gave me better social skills. Gotta learn to make friends quick when you move frequently. And most importantly, it taught me how to be humble and never view less fortunate people as beneath me. She was diagnosed with cancer when I was 13 and died when I was 15, which sucks because in my opinion, I grew up to be a good person and a good father. Would love to have her around to see it. I've noticed that I didn't have the same opportunities as other kids because being a teen mom can lead you down a road of struggle and poverty if you don't have help from family. I've always wanted to play sports, but she could never afford the equipment needed at school to be a part of it. Mentally, I've had to mature much faster at a young age because she was still a kid herself. It's unnerving to think teachers would tell me I seemed older than my age at 10 years old. When friends would come over for the first time growing up, I'd get a lot of, "I didn't know you had an older sister." I don't. That's my mother. Also, since my mom and I are only 16 years apart, we ended up liking a lot of the same music, which made going to concerts a lot easier because we'd often want to go to the same shows. So I've definitely seen a lot more bands than friends. Mom was 15 when she had me. Honestly, my life sucked. She used to say that she could have given me up for adoption and then decided not to because she realized that I would love her unconditionally no matter what. Our relationship progressed pretty negatively because of that mindset of hers. Every negative thing I did was against what she thought motherhood would be like. I was something she could pick up and put down and leave behind at her leisure. There were a number of times she'd drop me off at a family member's house and disappear. Once I came home from kindergarten and no one was there. Dad was in prison. The next morning, my uncle showed up. He had heard my mom left and had a gut feeling he needed to go to my house. There was no food and the heat had been turned off by the utility company. I don't remember much about that time other than the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and the Demolition Man movie. She had a pretty bad trauma and never processed it properly, so when she got angry due to a trauma reminder, she got really angry. When she was good, boy was she golden. She could be the most fun of a person you could ask for, but she wasn't a mother. She never held and comforted. She expected hugs and comfort. She was a kid and thought with a kid brain. When we had some spare change, she'd walk me to the ice cream place and she'd buy herself an ice cream and we'd go back home. As I got older, our already weird relationship became weirder. She told me she didn't want people to know she was my mom and I could introduce her as my sister. She would tell people that she had 3 children, my siblings, and not claim me because people would do the math. She wanted to be friends with my friends. She wanted to hang around when they were there. What I know about having a teenage mom is this. I loved her with the kind of fanatical worship that messed me up for a long time. She could be funny and cruel at the same time. When she gave you attention, your world would be brighter, but when she was mad at you, the world would be dark. She never grew out of her teenage mindset, and I had to come to grips with that. I can't say that every teenage mom is like mine, but mine was rough. My parents got married when they found my mom was still pregnant at 16. She had me in her senior year at 17, and both still managed to work their way through college with me in tow. It was honestly pretty annoying. They liked to party a lot with their friends, which got annoying quick, having a bunch of 30-somethings getting drunk and listening to loud music when I had to be up early. My mom enjoyed the attention of being mistaken for my sister, but it felt gross because she was the hot mom to all my guy friends growing up, and I never heard the end of it. My dad wasn't really interested in doing dad things until they had my sister in their mid-20s. Found out a year ago, thanks to 23andMe, that my dad's not my biological father. Apparently, my mom slept with a lot of guys in high school. Found my bio dad, which uncovered a huge conspiracy of lies and batshit insanity that honestly deserved its own post. Teenagers are fucking stupid.